Okay, welcome to this video. About you here again from nice Gambia, and today we have another update of this garden for you. Right, when I mean an update, I wanted to do some comparison between two types of banana plants. Okay, now when we started with this garden about 3 years ago, we started it with this kind of plant. Okay, and though they usually produce a very good bunch, but they need a lot of work to produce that bunch. Okay, so when compare this and this type, I would say with all with good preparation, with good taking care of the plants, I would say this is gonna produce a better bunch. Okay, when I mean better bunch, a bigger bunch. Okay, but it might not be the one with a better price. Okay, we'll see that very soon. So the reason why I move away from this kind of plants to this is, now if you look at this plant right here, you can see behind there is a tap over there. So this tap is dripping water. Once we turn on the water source, this tap will be dripping water the whole day, and this is sitting right under the tap. That means it is having water on a daily basis compared to the other plants around the garden. Okay, so usually we water this garden, we do watering every day, but the plants will have water every 2 or 3 days. Okay, because we don't have enough water here. It will be best to give it water every day, but because the water source is not enough to supply this entire area per day, so we kind of water one side of the garden, and then the following day we'll do another part, and the third day we'll do the remaining part. So because of that, some of the plants will not have the required water that they need to grow at their best. Okay, but if you look at this, it's having water every day, but still look at the growth. Okay, so this is telling me that it needs manure. Okay, all the plants here need manure constantly, but since it is having water every day and it's still not doing good, it still needs a lot of manure to do good, even though it is having water on a daily basis. Okay, now I'm gonna give you a comparison between this and another type of plant right here. Okay, so these are just the normal banana plant. We call them green banana here. Okay, if I have the picture of them, I'm gonna throw them on the screen so that you see the difference between this plant and this other plant. Maybe you might not be able to see this that I'm pointing right here, but I'm gonna show you to you very soon. All right, so this plant is sitting right under the tap. I'm gonna show you another banana, a different type of banana that is also sitting right beside a tap. Okay, you're gonna see the difference. Just before I do that, I'm gonna show you the bunch that this produced. All right, so you can see that bunch right there. Okay, now I'm gonna move over to another side or another plant, a different type. Okay, so this is the other type of plant I have here. So if you check behind the plant, you have a tap there, and that tap also keeps dripping water. Okay, we can fix these drippings, but it is still good with us. Okay, so fine by me, because there are plants over there, so those plants are having enough water. So look at this, it's really doing good. See, it's the tall type, but look at the bunch over there. It is really going to be a big bunch. Now another one over here, you can see how big that bunch is as well. Okay, so this is showing you that these kind of bananas, these plants, whether they have enough manure or not, if they have good water or good water source, they do just fine. All right, so it is very tall. Okay, when it is doing good, it usually very tall. Okay, now the reason why I like them is this: I don't need to do a lot of work. All I need to do with these kind of plants is just give them water, and they will do the rest by themselves. Maybe because the roots goes a little bit deeper, they might tend to have a lot of food. But if you look at this ground, generally it's around the same type of soil, like it's a small garden. Okay, now if I should have a bunch like this with the other type of banana, okay, it's gonna be very heavy. Okay, it's gonna be heavy. There's one just beside me here. I'm gonna show you that. And they always need support. If the bunch is big, it always needs support. Okay, because the stems are not usually very strong, so they tend to break. By the time they are around 2 or 3 months, they will break if you don't give them support. Now with this, because the stems are very, very strong, okay, and it goes all the way up, it tends to be very strong. I don't need to give it a support. So now if you have a large garden and you have a lot of bananas that are very heavy and you keep giving them support, what I mean support is you have to, like with those other kind of bananas, you have to be using a long stick, put it right here and against the banana so that it will balance that weight. Okay, when the bunch wanna come down, that stick or that branch right there will hold it in place. So whether it is in a wind condition or because the bunch is heavy, it can still support it. That support there will be there to make sure that it doesn't break. But with these kind of plants, I never run into that. No matter how big they are, I never run into it. Okay, now it just happened with the other kind of bananas. The bunch went so much bigger than I expected. By the time I came in here the other day, the banana just fell down. Okay, maybe I might show you that, but it's already stripped out into a lot of pieces or different pieces. Maybe there's no need to show you that. All right, but I'm gonna show you this other type. Okay, you can see how big this bunch is. They're usually very big if they are happy. Okay, if they have enough manure and enough water. This is how big they grow. Bigger than the other one, like bigger than my preferred type of plant, but because they need a lot of work and they need to have water constantly, and also they need to have a lot of manure. Like if you look below here, down here, we prepared this to have a lot of manure. You can see how dark the area is. Okay, and they keep giving it water all the time because the water source is just closed. But with all this work and all the manure I have to give it, I always prefer this kind of plants. And because my customers also like this kind of banana than this other one, I'm gonna maintain this type. So if you're looking for banana suckers, make sure you consider how much work you're gonna put into your plant or your garden. Okay, most of you would not be managing your garden on your own. You will be hiring people to do that work for you, which is very difficult to have. So you have to consider that when doing your plant or when choosing your plant. Now with this kind of bunch, the one I just showed you, the short banana, this big bunch, you can have almost the same price with this one as it is, even though this is bigger. But I mean that's the short banana. I have to show you that. Today I'm the one controlling the camera, so I'll have to be going off and on from the camera. So I mean this type of banana, you can see how big it is. If you sell this and sell this other one, okay, so looking at this size that I have here, this is gonna produce a lot more money than this one right here. Okay, even though this bunch is bigger. All right, now if you compare with other types of bunches or other bunches right here, this one tends to produce a lot of bunch and maybe a little bit more money. That is if you're gonna do all those hard work to make sure that they produce a good bunch. Okay, but because they are also common types of bananas here in the Gambia, you might need to compete with other people in the market, but this is rare. Okay, here in the Gambia we call them Chinese banana. I don't know why they call it Chinese banana, but we call them Chinese bananas here. So a lot of people like this. Okay, so the reason why I still maintain these other type of bananas is some of the customers will still need it. Okay, and some of them will want the surface, so I still maintain this type of plants. And if you are in the Gambia at the moment, you might realize that there is a shortage of banana. Okay, shortage of many different type of fruit, especially banana. So people keep knocking on my door on a daily basis asking if I have a bunch to sell. I sell some of them, but most of the time I will not sell them by bunch because I have already some clients that will come and pick it from me, especially in my office. Okay, now at the moment I understand, based on what people told me, not what I researched on the internet, there is transport, the Senegalese transport union is currently on a sit-down strike or on something like that, and because of that, vehicles have been finding tough time to pass through Senegal to come into the Gambia. So most of our bananas, the farmers that buy, or the sellers that buy bananas, buy it from people that go to Guinea-Bissau, buy bananas, and then come and sell them here, or maybe the people in Guinea-Bissau will bring them here. So because there is this movement, there is this shortage of vehicles moving from Guinea-Bissau to Gambia, bananas fall short. Okay, so you can see why we are always preaching for people to come on board and then try to have their own farms. Let us grow a lot of trees here. Let us grow our own fruit, our own, let us make our garden huge. Okay, if we have the money, come here and invest it. See, just within few days of not bringing enough plants right here in the Gambia, Sarakunda market just went almost dead. The fruit market is almost dead. Okay, so if you're watching this video and you know that you can start a farm, please do it. Come right here in the Gambia and open your farm. There is a lot of market for it right here. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, don't forget to click on that like button and share this video so that a lot of people will hear this message and also start their own farm. So thanks, and see you in the next video.